I've long been interested in downtown Lethbridge since I used to roam around that area when I was a kid, walking from home all the way downtown. And so I'm really interested in the evolution of how the town has changed. And I collect as many pictures as I can offline. I've been doing it for 50 years, maybe 60. And I've got quite a collection, and now I'm trying to tie them together street by street. So I'll show you how it works, or doesn't work, but it's sort of a ongoing project. I'm using a program called iBook Author. It's a Macintosh program. I was looking for a program that would allow me to move pictures around and change the size, and also use arrows to point how one particular picture evolves into the next picture. I'll show you a bit about what I've done to date, which is just in the starting stage. I've divided the city downtown into streets, the north side of the streets and the south side of the streets and the east side of the street, or the avenues into the two different sides. And here we're talking about the 3rd Avenue, the south side of 3rd Avenue. The first one I've got is between 5th and 6th Street. So we'll just move along here, hopefully. And maybe not. This is not going to work out. All right. Let's try again. There we go. The first part of it is 3rd Avenue, south side, between 5th and 6th Streets. And I started on 6th Street because it seems more natural as I was looking at it. So I've got arrows pointing from today's picture over here and what the building looked back at the turn of the last century. Here's an arrow going to this one. Here's a today's picture and pointing to the equivalent picture back in the last century. Moving along, we have pictures from the 5th Street now. These two are quite similar to this one. Looks a little earlier than this one, but you can analyze the different changes of each picture. Here you can see that Coaldale is on the top of the hotel. Here it isn't. Streetcars are there in both pictures. This one here, I'll be able to put arrows in pointing to the various ones. This is possibly the earliest. Then you go here. Then you get the Garden Hotel, as you can see it. And you can see the Garden Hotel changes its look. Here it's got a sign. Here it doesn't have a sign. Then they remodel it. This looks like it's in the 60s. And in this picture here, you've got Art Deco to quite a large extent. Which picture comes first? That's part of the fun of analyzing all the various pictures. Now, as more pictures turn up, the project should get easier to tell which order they come into. The next, we go from there to the next block, which is between 6th and 7th Street. And here you can see 1909, it was the 3-story building. Then they added the other 2 stories in 1912. This is the Sherlock block. Then in the next segment, you can see that they've done a job of modernizing the bottom floor here. It's now Canada Trust. And of course, they tore it down because they wanted to build a stronger building, and they found that, this is the bank, by the way, they found that it was stronger than what they could possibly put up, and I think they were sorry once they started, but they started tearing it down and they had to continue it. And it's been replaced by this little coffee shop type building. Sad story, the Sherlock Block. Then we go down the block and we see the area that used to be a hardware store, and now it's, I believe, the Catwalk. But it shows the different people that occupied it over the years. Photo from 1960 in this case. Always looking for new photographs of the same area. And then you see the Acadia building and how it's changed over the years. Here's an early version. And I put this little part up here so I can remember when the picture was taken. And they say it's this 1910. And then the next picture down here, you can see they've done a lot of changes to the front. And this is probably from the late 50s, I would say. Moving on past the Acadia block, here's another more modern picture. And you get to the Burns building. And the Shangri-La, you can see where this part here was originally all open. And then they made the second floor, it would appear, for the Shanghai Chop Suey, which has been there for decade and decade and decade. Moving on, the Hoyts is gone. These are modern. I think these two pictures were taken last year. I took a movie and went down the street slowly, took a movie, and then I chop up the movie into various segments to use in this project. So these pictures are from last year. And I'll be trying again to tie them together. Then towards the end of the block, which is closer to 6th Street, you get these very old pictures. Now, this is 1905, and then the end, this is 1903. So this is an area that I don't have much on so far. So this is how the program works. And it's an ongoing project allowing me to learn about the various streets in Lethbridge and how they evolved. So this next one would be 8th to 9th Street. And it goes down. Some streets I've got a lot of information on, other streets I don't have very much information at all. But it's a fun project allowing you to show you how the streets of downtown Lethbridge changed over the years. Give it a try.